Hey y'all, just making this video to just go over the history of Disney VHSs. Give you some tips on what to look for on what's an original release versus a re-release. So 1980 is when Disney first started releasing VHSs. And what they did first is they did the photomat, which is drive-through movies. You can rent it. This was before Disney was selling anything to the market or renting it through distributors that went through the photomat. And then later on, in 1980, they started actually selling tapes and also renting them, which these are the rental cassettes. They're very hard to come by. But they also had like samplers, like The Fox and the Hound. A very short video that if you rented a tape, you could take one of these home. I did that with Mickey Mouse Disco offer. There's 2 of them. It's the exclusive rental offer. It's only 7 minutes. It's very short. Between 1980 and 1985, there's very limited demo tapes, but this is the Tron demo tape. There's the other variation of it. Contents are exactly the same. So how you can tell it's first edition, even for beta, see where it's VS, video sale, and then beta sale, that's what that means. You see VR, 10 video rental. So what happened was, let me go down here. So this is an original release of Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. You see the sticker label? That's how you can tell it's an original release. And they actually used tapes that said for sale only, not intended for rental. And this is a very early copy because there was no print dates in 1980. I think the earliest I've seen is in 1981. I've never seen a 1980. And I have some original tapes from them, from original owners, and never have I seen an actual print date. So as far as I can tell, 1981 is when they first started doing the print dates. So in 1985 they started doing V. See, it's 11V. And what you'll notice is they don't say for sale or rent. So they go, here's the original black hole right there. You'll notice in the original, it says for sale only, not intended for rental. See, the FBI kind of tells you the age of it. You see, this has a print date. No print date, so this is one of the originals. For sale only, not intended for rental. So I think in 1983, you won't see that for sale only, not intended for rental. But I can't say that for sure. I can look at some other tapes to compare. Like here's the original Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. See at the top, for sale only, not intended for rental. There's no print date. No print date. So later on, all the tapes had print dates. Till about 1988. It's like a black hole for Disney, and and print dates. So this label, it usually tells me it's 1983 to 1985. You'll see the style label. There's a print date on it. It's 9/9/84, so 1984. And you also, this one does not say for sale or rent. So they updated the label, even though it does say video sale. So they if I'm not mistaken, the rental process ended in early 1984, and they recalled all the rental tapes. So here's another style label, but this one is for sale only, not intended for rental. So at the top it does say for sale only, not intended for rental. So it's got a print date. This is probably 1983. Ooh, no, that was close. 10/23/82. Some of the early 1983s look like that. There's the sign of Zorro. Let's see what we got here. So this one says for rental only, not for sale. Now this one's kind of tricky. This is not actually a rental tape. It's just the sticker is wrong. 12/6/85. So you'll find on the sign of Zorro, it's like an error. You'll see these all over the place for rental. It's not a rental tape. I've only seen it with the sign of Zorro though. So yeah, even though it's 47 VS, yeah, it's not. This is a re-release. You'll find some weird quality issues like that. So they started using the V around late 1984, and they go all the way to 1988. Now there is some releases that go all the way to 1992, but they're like one-offs. So I usually say the V number stopped in actually 1987. In 1988 they had some re-releases. So in 1988 is when they started doing the numbered releases without the V. And that's when quality started going downhill after 1987. They started using more slip covers and covers like, let me see if I can find one. So like covers like this, they're not embedded. You can remove the artwork. This is probably 1987. They used printed dates. So this has got, see, they started printed on there. This one I can't really tell. It's most likely 1987. And then 1986 they started doing this like hybrid embed case, but you can remove the artwork. This one's probably 1986. Yeah, so it's a print date. 11/26/86. So around late 1986 they started printing the date on there instead of using a sticker. 1980, late 1985 to 1987 they used the blue line. These are just extra tapes I got laying around, using the show. So if you buy these and they're all beat up, it's not a big deal. You can find a black diamond tape and replace the artwork. That's the only thing good about that. The older revisions, you can't remove the artwork. It's embedded. Now, a lot of times, I mean, this one's actually in pretty good condition. You'll see cracks. It all depends how it was stored. It gets like this. See the little cracks. So this one was stored in a very dry place, I can tell, because it's kind of very brittle. And it's okay condition. The tape looks really good. But yeah, this is probably 1986. Let's see. Yep, 131.86. All right. Let's go around a little bit more. For World of Disney, mostly these are from 1986. We did the cartoon classics. Now, the only one that's rather hard to find is the Tall Tales right there. This one, for some reason, is harder than all the rest to find. I've seen people pay up to $100 for that for some strange reason. Stories and Fables. Volumes 1 to 10 are fairly easy to get. It's when you start getting up to the higher numbers from like 14 to 19. They are incredibly difficult to find. Well, I'm thinking of ripping these one day because I've never seen any of them. And I doubt they'll ever be on DVD or anything like that. So it's probably one of my projects. You'll notice it starts at VS and BS. So that's, I think these started in 1984. And then as you can see later on, they go to V. That's how you can tell. So it's probably 1985 they switched over. Here's some of the harder ones to find. Animal Quiz number 1, fairly simple. Once you get to like 6, 7, 8, and 9, they're incredibly difficult to find. I had a really hard time finding 9. I actually ended up getting that off Facebook from a guy. These are all they're not extras, but some of them are extras. Like, I really need to get some more shelves. I got beta tapes just scattered everywhere. Sometimes you buy those lots and they accumulate. No one really collects beta because they weren't very popular. At least not many collectors like it. See, here's some Black Diamond beta tapes. I mean, they're not worth a lot. Beta tapes are usually $5 a pop because no one really collects them. It's just how it is. Let's see here. Some of the later beta tapes. Darby Gill and the Little People beta. This is like 1992. Beta really died out around 1987 for Disney, really. Anything past 1987 is kind of hard to find. Yes, these aren't extras. A lot of them are variations, demo tapes. Got a clock. Yeah, go on all day with this stuff. Disney educational. There's just tons and tons of stuff. And under this is boxes and boxes of tapes. Here's something. This is the 1986 Black Diamond set. I think it's retailed for $179. So the case is what's worth money. The tapes inside of, if they're not sealed, they're kind of worthless. If someone tells you that, you know, Black Diamonds are worth a lot of money, they're out of their mind. So I got tubs of tapes here. Here's where you get into 1986. They had a Wonderland sale. So you got some slip covers. I'd say the coolest one is, what is it at? It's a Spanish release. The Three Caballeros. Maybe it's over here somewhere. There it is. Saludos Amigos. There it is. Spanish release. I think I ripped it for the channel. Had another one somewhere. can't really display everything. There's just not enough room. 5 Mile Creek. It's best to try to buy the whole set at a time. Don't try to piecemeal this thing, or you'll be spending a lot more money than you should. One of the tapes I got recently, let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. That put me down to 6. Hopalong Cassidy, Western Theater. Yeah, so I was excited to find that. Really, I think I missed 5 because one of them I've never seen. I don't know if it was canceled or what, but I'll keep it as a miss for now. So these are all the higher numbers in the Disney chain, like 703V. So it goes all the way down to 850V. And then I think 892 was the highest, which was the Snow Queen, which it ended the V's. Here's the beta set. Just got all kinds of stuff. This is a Pinocchio dealer set. Got that from in a trade with John. Here's your Black Diamond. Oh, there we go. Black Diamond. Which most of these are, I mean, they're fairly cheap to get. I would not pay very much for these. So here's the 1987 Coca-Cola Classic box set. Got the 1992 Coke. I don't know what year this one's from, but this is also a Coke set. This is 1987 box set. Oh, this is 1988. I'm sorry. This is 1987. This is 1986. I got a couple of those. One's a beta. 5 Mile Creek box set. Pretty hard to get. These are just some random tapes. They're not in the right spot. They should be over on the... If I can zoom in, I don't know what's got... The quality is fading. So one of them's up and away. Disney Channel tapes. I'm not sure what happened to the quality. Anyways. These are all mid-90s to 2003. These are not rare at all. I would, if you can find them at thrift stores, find them there. Be the best thing to do. Or buy them in a big lot, because they're just not worth very much. They made millions of them. Just like these. I did have a hard time finding one of them. This was brought down my miss. This is a rare number. The number is 11827. That one took me a while to find. I'm not sure what happened to my quality here. Here's something cool. I actually bought this on Facebook. The cartoon All-Stars of the All-Stars to the Rescue. That was a it's factory sealed, which is really hard to get. So these are all pretty standard. What is up with this quality? That is annoying. The hardest one to get is this Moon Cussers. I've only seen it one time, and I was able to get it. Other than that, all these are, like Pacific High is actually hard to get. It's Walt's brother, and he goes sailing. Zorro. Some more box sets up there. Just pretty standard releases that you can find. This is where you get to the late 2004 to 2007 era. The Muppets, Wizard of Oz. And this is the Disney Movie Club. This is where you start getting into the big... People pay big money for these. So I got 3 of the Little Mermaids. I had more than this, but I traded some away. Which I try to get... If I can get them cheap, I'll buy them, but they're really hard to get now because people are buying them. I got 3 Chicken Littles. Halloween Town High's pretty hard to get now. I got this from Mr. Donut. So thank him for that. And these you'll never see for sale. Mickey's Once Upon a Time in Christmas Disney Movie Club. I've somehow acquired 4 of them. And you'll probably never see them for sale because they just never come up. There's the Halloween Town 2. It was incredibly rare, it seemed like. Even Stevens movies are really hard to get. And then you got your Disney Movie Club. And your Gold Classics, which started in, I think, 2000. They're fairly easy to get, except for the Gold Collection of Oliver and Company. I had 2 of them. I gave 1 to another collector in a trade. That one pops up probably once every 2 years, maybe. Got some regular cartoons. I missed one. Bear in the Big Blue House. I'm looking every day for it. These are just standard cartoons. Nothing worthwhile. More cartoons. These are what I grew up on in the 90s. Tailspin, dinosaurs. Only cartoons that are the Jungle Cubs are actually a hard tape to find. So if you can get that cheap, grab it because they don't pop up very often. And there's Winnie the Pooh, and then there's sing-alongs. There's a million of these. Started in like 1986 is the first edition, and then continued on from there. Mini classics, fairly easy to get. There's a box set for the mini classics. I think this one's factory sealed. That's why I got styrofoam around it. And then you got the cartoon classics. You can see there's the beta set. These started in 1987. You will find some V's. These are up here. Here you go. You see this V. It's weird that they have the half moon shape there. It's not normal on the older style tapes from Disney. They did not have that moon shape until like early 2000s. Then they started doing it again. And then you got your Masterpiece, which everybody knows they made billions of them, or maybe millions, but they made a lot of them from 1994 all the way to almost 2000. You see the Dumbos. I can tell this is early 1994. Then it goes late 1994, then 95, 96, 97, 98. And then you got white sticker label variations. They didn't make many demo tapes. There's a few trade trailers. I do not have those. I think there's one for Mulan, one for Black Cauldron. But as for demo tapes, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. It's Cinderella. It's the only one that actually had a demo tape. I think there's Oliver and Company has a trailer. These are like VHS holders. I got these kind of cheap, so you got some Bill Nye. I've counted over 120 of these so far. They're insane. They made too many of them. I do not have the complete set. There's some CDs that I got. The artwork is really cool on those. I do not have a CED player, but I like the artwork. These are all my demo tapes. The thing is this is two layers. Every one of these has 2 layers of tapes. I really need to buy some shelves to display better. I mean, I could spend 3-4 hours just going over and showing you all the demo tapes. There isn't many from 1980 to 1990s. 1985 they were releasing some nice ones in these embedded clamshells. These are like 1992 to 1994, so you'll see a lot of these. I have a ton of them. They're all back there. There's a whole line. Then you had the Buena Vista demo tapes, which is roughly the same era, but I think it went into 1997. A few touchstones that I like to collect. So yeah, tons and tons of demo tapes. Some really cool stuff here. Some electronic press kits. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. 70 minutes long. There's some what we got? I'll just show you a few random ones. The Whipping Boy. This aired on the Disney Channel. See, I don't know if you can read that, but it says the Disney Channel and Jones Programming Partner. So this is an Academy Award screener. I think I'll end it on there. All the black diamonds, clamshells. Yeah. So I'll end it there. I'll see you guys later. Bye.